What up with everybody? Today's message is what's holding you back. Now, today's message is going to be a little story time. And I've heard this story told many times by different people, most recently by one of my mentors and Chairman's Council, George Palaio and PHP. And I want to tell it to you because there's somebody who's going to watch this video, who's going to hear this story, and it's going to motivate them, inspire them, and get them to figure out what's holding you back. What's holding you back? So we all know the guru story, famously told by E.T. the hip-hop preacher, about the guru who put the guy's head in the water and he said, what did you want more? He's like, to breathe. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you be successful. Let me tell you about the same guru, and this time he has an apprentice, right? Now, the guru and apprentice, they're walking along a path onto a high mountain, right? And as they get to the end of the path, they see a small shack, right close to a cliff. So they knock on the door. One of the residents open the door, I believe it's the little boy. Little boy opens the door and says, hey, how you doing? And the guru says, hey, I want you guys to make me a meal. What do you guys got for me, right? Now, as you can tell, they probably don't have a lot of money because they're living in a shack on the top of a mountain with not much to spare, right? So the father comes out and he says, hey man, you know, Mr. Guru, we don't have a lot, but what I can make you is what little we have, you know, from the cow, we can cook you up a little meal. So the guru says, okay. So then the dad makes the meal, feeds it to the guru and his apprentice, they eat. And finally the guru says, hey, show me the cow that you made this meal with, right? So the father goes out, shows him the cow. It's a very small, wimpy little cow, right? Can't really feed too many people, right? Just barely enough to feed that family. So what happens is the guru says goodbye, family goes inside, they continue their evening, they get ready for bed. The guru looks at the apprentice and says, hey, you see that cow over there? Go push it over the cliff. And the apprentice is like, what? The guru's like, yes, go push it over the cliff right now. So with much hesitation, but he finally does it, the apprentice pushes the cow off the cliff, right? Cow's gone, right? And the guru and the apprentice leave, right? Now, 5 years go by, the apprentice is like, man, I really feel bad for that family for pushing that cow off the cliff. Like, I just still feel guilty. It's like 5 years later, I feel guilty. I gotta go see how that family is doing, right? So he goes along the path, goes up the mountain. Now he's approaching the mountain. He sees this big, huge mansion, right? Many anchors, cows everywhere, all types of just fancy stuff all around. He knocks on the door. Now the son's a little bit older. He opens the door and says, excuse me, sir, how are you? He says, great. Are you the owner of home? He's like, no, my family owns this property. What's going on? He's like, well, when I was here 5 years ago, man, it was just a small little shack with this one little cow. Is that the same family? He's like, the little boy's like, yeah. See, what happened was we were living in this shack and then we woke up one day and our cow was gone, right? But instead of being upset and being sad about it, we realized we had to change our path. We had to do something different. We had to grow as a family. If we were gonna survive, we were gonna eat, if we're gonna be able to stay in our land, keep our shack and keep our family healthy, we're gonna have to change our mindset. We're gonna have to change our work ethic. We're gonna have to change the way we get food. We're gonna have to change the way we survive. We're gonna have to find a different path to take in order for this family to excel. And the apprentice was like, I see what the guru did there. So you guys should get the moral of the story right now. The moral of the story is, what is your little cow? What is that cow that's holding you back that you're just hanging on to for dear life? Like, oh, if I just keep pulling energy from this, if I just keep pulling resources from this, if I just keep working on this one small thing, then I'm going to be okay. I'm going to barely survive. No more surviving. We don't survive anymore. We thrive. What is that cow? What is holding you back? What behavior, what habit, what routine? Something is holding somebody back right now. I've been there. I've been there when my mindset was holding me back, when my work ethic was holding me back. And you know what really got me? My consistency was holding me back. I just had to be consistent with what I was saying and what I was doing. I already had the mindset a lot of times. A lot of times I had the work ethic. A lot of times I had the integrity, the loyalty, the discipline, everything. But I didn't have the consistency. I couldn't do it for 30 days, 90 days, 100 days, 18 months. I had to learn how to develop consistency. And once I developed consistency, man, I'm unstoppable, I'm untouchable. So there's something that's holding you back. What behaviors, what habits, what's holding you back? It's time for you to push that cow off the cliff. It's time for you to push that habit, push that routine, push that negative behavior off the cliff. Just like that family, they were able to excel and become a better family, better people. What's holding you back? Whatever it is, it's time to push it off the cliff today. Learn from the guru, learn from the apprentice, learn from the family. What's holding you back? Let it go. Push it off the cliff. I don't care if it's a person, place, or thing. Let it go. MC inspires you guys to be phenomenal. Black Superman. Gang, gang.